The last option for conflict resolution that we will look at in this module is mediation. Although not as common as negotiation, mediation is increasingly the choice of many in resolving conflict. Mediation is a type of third-party intervention in which a neutral person helps parties reach an agreement on their own. The mediator should be unbiased and have no connection to either of the parties in the dispute. In mediation, the parties should control the outcome, not the mediator. There are 3 types of mediation. Evaluative, when the goal is to solve a problem. Usually the mediator has content knowledge or legal knowledge. In this type of mediation, the mediator may be able to help evaluate the respective cases of the parties to give them some information about how their cases might be settled if they had to go to court. This type of mediation can be more rights-based if mediators are not careful to focus on interest as well. Facilitative, when the goal is to foster conversation that leads to agreement. This is the model that we will examine in more detail in Module 4. And transformative, when the goal is to alter relationships. This is a model that Bush and Folger advocate. In this model, the goal is not so much to help parties reach an agreement, but to transform the relationship between the parties. Bush and Folger argue that if the relationship is changed, the issues will often be resolved on their own. What about you? Can you think of times when each of these types of mediation might be most helpful? Perhaps evaluative mediation would be a good choice when the mediator is helping to resolve an issue like child custody. Or maybe the transformative model would be a good way to begin to help parties involved in intractable conflict move forward. What do you think? Pause the video here to see if you can think of some examples. The goals of most mediations are to build relationships, trust, and confidence, while also building parties' self-confidence and empowerment. Building mutual understanding and recognition is important. Helping parties identify interest, shift the focus from past to future, and reach agreement and/or reconciliation are also important goals of mediation. How do mediators accomplish these goals? What is it that mediators do? One study asked mediators to define their mediation behaviors. And although this study showed that mediators sometimes vary in what they actually do from what they say they do, these are some ways that mediators might be effective in mediation. Mediators ask participants to think of many options and use formal brainstorming. Mediators ask questions and make comments seeking underlying values and interests. Mediators frame issues in a way that does not take sides. Mediators restate feelings that participants mention and sometimes those alluded to. There are several steps to a successful mediation. The steps are introduction, set ground rules, explore parties' perspectives, summary of issues, agenda setting, problem solving, brainstorming, and writing the agreement. We will look at some specific practices of mediators in each of these steps in Module 4. A good option for resolving conflict when third-party involvement might be beneficial is mediation. For more information about all of the options covered in this module, as well as some additional conflict resolution options, check out the article on conflict management options in the course resources folder. Remember, investigating all options is an important aspect of constructing conflict.